I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath.
Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, our heroes consider their new predicament. They have the core. Now what? Thank you to our backers, Veronica, Joel, and Tyler, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path.
So I've started 39 Steps rehearsal, and I'm basically playing the same character as I did in Woman in Black, except this time I'm funny. I'm allowed to be funny. I will not be the funniest, au contraire, but I will be funny.
Are you ever the funniest?
Never. That's not my job. I know my role. It is the straight man. There was a time when I watched Zach and Griff for about 4 years just riff off of everything, and we go, yep, I'm here. I will straight man this. Worked out pretty well.
You have a lot. You have some shining moments.
Yeah, like the Level Up Times, which is coming back today.
I went on Zach and Griffin's podcast and was the most unhinged one there.
Yeah, it takes a lot to out unhinge Zach and I on our own show.
Yeah, I feel like the handful of times the boss has come in, I keep pace. But no, Justin, you did absolutely. You took the assignment in full scent.
I derail things. That is my job.
It is your improv skill. Do you have a new improv home, Justin?
Kind of.
Okay.
Huge was this thing. It was a magical
Right.
place. I still have Comedy Sports, which has like a semi-permanent home. So, like, kind of.
Kind of? Okay.
It's not the same, but it's something.
It's something. That's something. That's good. Because I did not see that theater that day that Bailey took me around Minnesota, but it was one of the ones that I heard a lot about, and obviously from you.
Yeah.
But hearing it close and going, oh no, I hope people can still do art.
There's still places.
Good.
But
that's good. So I pulled out my old notebook the other day.
Aw, your old Another Path notebook?
Yes, my old Another Path notebook. My Character 1 notebook.
Wow.
Got some stats here. We ran how many sessions, y'all?
For Character 1 or Campaign 1?
Ooh.
For Character 1.
Character
3 different. I have divided up my campaign.
Like 120?
Something like that, yeah.
That was episodes. So
That would be
divide
episodes.
That'd be
Divide up.
episodes.
Yep.
So I'm going to say like 60 sessions.
58.
Oh.
58. But I was going through it because I was needing to find some lore because of Redacted and all of the Chase bullshit that is being thrown at us. So I was going through some notes and looking through some things. But I also decided that this campaign's notebook needed an update. I have used our merch store over at anotherpathpodcast.com, and I have a different notebook for every character. This one is the Caution Telepathic Bears notebook, but I have added something to it, which I feel like sums up kind of the podcast pretty well. I found some pins.
For everybody
Good.
else that's not on this call, it is a bright gold pin. It just says, fucked.
In like a nice sort of like...
yeah, it's fancy. It's fancy font.
Not quite cursive, but definitely like an italicized.
Yes, that is how Cecil would write that.
So it was 58 sessions over 3 seasons.
Yes.
Over 3
Yeah.
campaigns, yeah.
And season 4 is like already in the mid 30s in sessions.
Yeah, this is session 35. We did spend a lot of episodes riding a booter scooter. And I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
no,
trade that for
Wave
anything.
Scooter.
I did take us down like at least like 5 sessions of a video game parody that has not really been popular in like 5 years before we recorded it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of autistic 20-somethings who are still a big fan. So
That is true.
God, ain't that fucking true?
Also, that side quest was so fun.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, real talk, y'all, that's some of my favorite stuff that I've done. Like,
it was funny.
the bottle episode type things that I end up doing, or like bottle sessions, are some of the best. Like that, like I really like Scales Right. We didn't get to half the shit I wrote for Scales Right. There's some good fucking shit in there.
Sorry.
It's okay. You were
I
party
did
rocking.
it. We did it. We party rocked that house tonight. Would you say
Sorry
we?
for party rocking.
Would you say we took another path?
No, you took the most direct path physically possible.
Sure
Nice.
did. Nice.
While also being
Fantastic.
stealthy.
No, you encountered none of my bullshit that would have had you like racing around. Like I even had a thing where you could have gone up on the roof and like dislodged the giant dragon skull and
We're going back.
I
On
want
our
to go
second
back. I want to
playthrough,
go back. Yes,
we
on
can
the
do
second
that.
playthrough. Yeah.
When we're doing our Renegade run.
when you're doing the new game plus.
Actually, this one might be the Renegade run.
This is the Renegade run, especially from Arabin's perspective, 100%. Chase, when you release the one-shot PDF of Scales Right Prison,
Yeah.
I can run that at a Catacon, right?
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Okay,
For sure.
cool. If I say it into a microphone, it might happen.
No, so my intention is to, and I'm going to say it into a microphone so other people will make me do it,
The best motivation.
to actually put Scales Right out there to publish it and sell it for like $1.
Yeah.
I think you should also do that with Callaghan Cat's Corral.
That is genuinely going to take so much more work, but I do want to do that.
Also,
Just-
for those playing along at home, Chase, how do you spell Scales Right?
SCALESWRIGHT. Scales Right.
That's what I had, but I did have to check before I sent out a tweet
Correct.
because I didn't know if it was Scales Right, like,
Correct.
you know, like you went to jail, so get right.
Mm-hmm. No, it is Scales Right, as in one that crafts or works in scales, as this was originally constructed to be a dragon hunting location.
And now it's a jail. So you're telling me that a place that was intended for one thing instead became this like really notorious prison?
Mhm.
But it's a fantasy world, so that would never happen in real life.
It certainly wouldn't be a prison that became an infinitely worse prison.
And then was so bad that it actually got closed, and then somebody decided to reopen it.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
awful.
That
Why
would be
would you
terrible.
fucking do that?
That'd
And
be
if we
so
had-
bad.
If we had gone up on the roof, I could have gotten a dragon skull and had the heaviest loot item of all time.
So here's the thing, and I will reveal this. I'm going to like bleep this out so that people don't hear this if I decide to keep any of this in. The dragon skull is basically the size of a room. So what it
Uh-huh.
is it's
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to play this game again, Chase.
Yeah, we made it boring.
you didn't make it boring.
We had fun. We were doing a heist.
You were doing a heist, you were on a mission, and I told you exactly where you needed to go. If I were to, when I repackage this for general consumption, I will probably leave the, like, ultimate location in the same spot. Or just say it's like, hey, whatever you're putting, you know, whatever your MacGuffin is, it's in one of these 3 rooms.
And if Ryan
And then-
runs it at a Catacon, I will join that game.
And you're gonna steer that ship.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Chaos reigns in Scales Right Prison. A full-on siege is taking place. Guards scream from the battlements as a sizable group of bandits attack the main gates. Within, 2 leading officials of the country lie dead, as one Basil the Bloody stalks down the halls, ready to continue his well-earned rampage. And soaring away from the prison, 2 large eagles carrying 2 large loads. Little worse for wear, perhaps, but alive, all the same. So, Cecil question. How long does polymorph last?
That's a great question.
I
I do
really
want to be
thought
clear on one thing, though, in that they are, in fact, giant eagles.
Excuse me. Pardon.
Lest we forget the majesty of Caw and Caw.
Never forget.
I believe it's an hour.
1 hour. How long do the two of you travel?
59 minutes.
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, like, I would probably take Cecil's lead as to where we're going. Are we going back to Portsmouth? Are we going past that as close to Bering as we can? I think I'm kind of following Cecil's lead.
Sure.
So, Cecil would know, and giant eagles have enough of an intelligence that we could follow a plan. Chase, could you describe like the world map again for us, where we are in relation to Bering?
You are north of Bering by a couple of days. I'm going to run some quick math here and see how far you could reasonably get in 59 minutes.
Yeah, because the goal, we got to get out and out, but we would only be able to get so far. We would need horses to finish the journey. Like, we can't go home this way.
Sure.
And Cecil would obviously be very aware of that. So the goal would be to get out and away, maybe to fly around, take the scenic route, like west and south over water a little bit to get to like the south end of Portsmouth and return to Portsmouth from the direction that is not the jail.
Now, is Arabin on Cecil's back, or is he like Mario and the owl?
I at least have Ignis in my talons, you know?
Huh.
Like, I've got him kind of scooped.
Yeah, I think I picked you up on a talon with a talon at one point, so we're flying that way. So it's like one hand holding, the other hand ready to shoot.
Wild thing, I did actually just run the math on this. In 59 minutes, you could get about 53 miles away.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Giant eagles are fat. It's 8. They've got a base speed of 80. That's not even like their sprinting speed, and that's their flight.
base speed,
like,
yeah.
That's flying.
their base
yeah.
speed is 80. So
So can we
double
do
that.
This thing will go like out and around and come up, and then
Yes, absolutely.
we'll land south of the town a couple miles out, unobtrusive enough, and we can return to town away from the jail. So we follow this. We get a great scenic view of the water. Is the prison burning behind us or no?
It's not burn. Give me a perception check.
Sure. With the perception of Eagle.
It's true.
Natural 20.
The prison is not on fire. As you're getting this kind of, swooping glance of it, you do definitely see a lot of folks on both sides dead. It looks like the attacking forces did come about as well prepared as people who've been living in the woods for several months could be. Plenty of crossbows and longbows that were, they used to fire upon. It looks like there are also some very long ladders that are coming into play as well to try and get into some of the windows.
Yeah.
That is mixed success at best, though.
Yeah, but they were prepared. Basil had always prepared.
Yes, absolutely. It was just waiting for an opportunity. No sight of Basil, though. Hard to say
That's
what's
okay.
going on there.
If Basil gets out, we'll see Basil in the epilogue. So as we'll swoop away, and so I would like to slice the pie as an eagle.
Sure.
Or perhaps you communicate with Caw. Can we get an eagle caw from you?
Caw!
That's what.
There
That's
it
what's
is.
up. That's what's up. No, it's good, Justin.
I don't think so. I expect more.
Cool, Gov.
There we go.
Caw tea.
Just gesture to make our way out across the water and head south to loop around and come at Portsmouth from the south. Buy us enough time and arrive to the city from a different direction. And whenever we'll land and turn back, just as the spell's about to wear off. And as we shift back out of form, I just gently, drop Arab in the last 2 feet before dropping the spell and landing. A little grove of trees or something that we can find to try
For
to
sure.
be as unobtrusive as possible. Do you land on Ignis?
No, I set him down first.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been
I'm
stylish.
being very careful. He's carrying precious cargo,
This is true.
lest we forget.
Yeah, Ignis is now very much a load-bearing NPC.
So as we land and the spell drops. Well, that went smashingly well, I must say. Good work, good work, good work. We're going to walk back to town. We're going to grab a quick lunch with the Outriders, get the horses, and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All things considered, that went better than I was expecting.
Yes, me too. We might have gotten away with this. I'm not going to hold us to that, but we might have gotten away with this. They might blame it all on Basil, and the only two that would know are Morris and Hart, and we took care of that problem, so...
I just can't believe they were in on it from the jump. Like, I'm not surprised, I guess, at this point, but I had a little bit more faith in them than I think I should have.
It's all right. You don't need to be quite so jaded yet.
Yeah.
I'll let my old age handle that.
Okay.
It's fine. Erebin, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because you feel different.
Yeah, very different, actually. But
You're glowing. You're glowing differently, and I don't understand it, and I would like to write about it.
I think it's in a good way, honestly.
All right. Did you figure it out?
I don't know. I feel lucky.
As you say that, the hilt to your sword falls to the ground. You look down, the obsidian blade has disintegrated.
Ooh.
Are you sure you're feeling lucky? Because your sword doesn't.
Yeah. I don't think I care too much about it anymore. I feel great.
Erebin Cronin, you are a constant source of surprise. Well done.
We should get going, huh?
Let's walk back to town.
Yeah.
Harper, great work.
Hey, time will tell. This was only meant to be short-term containment, so let's not
Yes,
count our chickens quite yet.
Concerned about the travel back, honestly.
It should make it back to Bering. It's what happens when we get back to Bering
Yes.
that I'm more concerned about.
Put it in the bigger box.
This is the bigger box.
Oh.
All right. So we can walk and talk, but
Yes.
this that I built and have stored in Ignis was really largely just meant to have a containment to get it out and into our control without it corrupting anybody, right?
We haven't planned past this moment.
I have contingencies, and those contingencies can turn into plans. Because remember that thing that Jasper gave me before we headed out?
Sure.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to startle anybody. It's enough explosives to probably level Scales right.
I did give you that.
I mean, we could.
Huh.
We don't need to. We don't need to go back.
No,
But we...
because I need it.
Right.
And I think what sucks is that it's all hypothetical and we get no do-over. Because in a perfect world, I can rip the spinner and put the core in the spinner range. And it
Sure.
becomes unmagical. And then what you do is you blow it to hell. You blow it into enough
Well,
pieces.
it's not magical.
Yeah.
Yes.
You or at the very least we can break it into pieces, and then those individual pieces maybe aren't an instant death wish to anyone who holds them.
Or able to affect people as they have.
Exactly. We spread them to the corners.
Conversely, we could also blow it up in the underground city. Get rid of two problems.
I might be hyperbolizing the amount of explosives I have a little bit, but it's enough to at least deal with a problem. Now, if I can take some time and identify some key structural points to the Undercity, Bob's your uncle. But
Bob's your uncle.
it's an
Harper, Australia.
it's an old halfling saying. It doesn't translate well into common. In a perfect world, I have some time to research better containment. We contain this thing, but Bering's not secure enough for that. If someone just comes and takes the box, that's no good either. So, plan B is to find a way to destroy it. Plan C is we, I don't know, throw it in the bottom of the ocean.
There's a lot of terrifying things down there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of evil fish.
Listen, this thing is fucked up to the degree where there is no perfect solution here. It's just we're gonna have to weigh pros and cons and see what my little noggin is capable of coming up with. But that's a few days from now problem. I'll start cooking things up on the road.
Let's blow up the Nexus. Let's blow up the Nexus.
No, but the place where the Nexus used to be is on my short list of detonation sites.
Sure. Yes. Yes, that would make sense. Quite a bit of sense. It's already uninhabitable.
Harper flips out her book, and you can see there's a list. It's like Miller's Pond, but that is crossed out. Parentheses, too close to Bering. Old Nexus site. Sterling's bathroom. Scales Right's on the list. There's one on there that says expendable boat ? We push it out onto the into the sea and put a timer on it, and we Viking funeral it.
Yeah. I mean, that could work.
There's a lot of options.
We could turn into Core again and follow the boat out and drop the igniting agent onto the boat.
There's a lot of options.
Try to not get my feathers singed. We have options. We do have options. Yes.
I need to figure out in the first place if destruction is even a viable option. Otherwise, we're back to containment.
The only thing I will say is Sterling will know very quickly that something is wrong. How much he can do about it, I don't know. Especially with Morris and Hart gone, I don't know. I don't like not knowing, but he's in an even worse position right now, and that makes me happy.
There's too many variables.
But remember, as long as we have it contained, there will always be people and things who want to get to it.
People, things, deities, higher powers.
We also don't know if the Penumbra is going to find somebody else to get him to do his dirty work. We got to watch out for that, too.
I'm sure he's got all of his agents on it. There's one in Bering that I'm sure we'll run into.
Great.
Love that.
Hell, do we take it to the seat and I threaten to blow it up unless Sterling tells us how to contain it properly? That doesn't work.
I don't think Sterling knows how to contain it properly. You saw how it was displayed and used.
Yeah.
If he knew how to contain it properly, he would have done this very differently. Listen, I want to murder the man, but he's not an idiot. He would have done this the best way possible. If this is the best way possible that he has with all of the research and all of the people he can throw at it, the resources he can expend, and what the stakes were for him with his father, I'm sure there's something about this that he knows that I don't, but I don't think it's very much.
Well, me and Dieter and Bailey have come up with a lot so far. The longer we have to work on it, the better the solution's going to be. There's that old triad. You can get it done quick, you can get it done fast. You can get it done quick, you can get it done cheap, or you can get it done well. You only get 2 of the 3. Right now, this is quick and well. It weren't cheap.
No, but we didn't even use the big stuff yet. Honestly, Harper, the more we talk about it, the more I don't even want to take it back to Bering. I almost want to just go to the Nexus site, blow it to high hell there immediately.
It's an option. It's a little bit further out of the way, but it's an option.
We keep the circle tight. It doesn't have the opportunity to affect more people. There's fewer chances of people trying to intercept or trying to take or trying to...
Yeah.
People finding out more things or the existence of it or who knows what agents there are, whether from the Penumbra or from anyone else. Plus, no one's expecting it. No one was expecting us to get there and get it in the first place. No one would be expecting us to just go blow it up.
I want to reiterate, I have no guarantees that blowing it up is going to do anything or if it will be contained. We heard those reports from Jasper about a city being destroyed after this thing. Someone tried to destroy one of these. There's no saying we don't get caught in that crossfire.
No.
It's unproven, it's untested.
Everything from here on out is unproven and untested. There's no guidebook to this. There's no history book. There's no played book. There's no nothing.
I'm just saying it so we're all aware.
Yes. Arabin, what do you think?
We can try destroying it, but like Harper says, there's no guarantee that'll even work. And if it does work, it could be way more deadly than the explosion itself.
I want to actually clarify something with Harper.
Yeah.
That you would know because you examined the device. Am I remembering that correctly?
In Scales Right?
The specifically what Jasper gave you.
The bomb.
The bomb, yes. You examined that, right?
I don't think I did.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I asked them for a bomb, and
Gotcha.
they handed me a sus bag, and I was like, "This gotta be it."
Okay, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you did not examine the bomb.
I sure did not.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
very good at this. Can I? Y'all realize that, right? I'm
Okay, then never mind. You would not know this.
sick.
Got a bag, looks like a bomb.
Harper, do you think it would work? You think it would work, or you need more time?
I mean, I'd always take more time. The generally accepted theory is that magical items are very hard to nigh on impossible destroy. Theory also says that something subject to anti-magic is no longer magical. A magic item
Right.
loses its magical capabilities. You throw me in an anti-magic field, my armor becomes regular armor, my spear becomes a regular spear.
Sure. Yes.
But the Infernal Core is different. It breaks rules. It's not a mundane magic item. It wasn't made by a wizard in a tower. It was made by some fucking devil bitch. And I don't know if it's going to follow the same rules. I can take some more time to examine it now that it's in front of me. Maybe when we break for camp tonight. And I'll be damn careful.
Sure, yes. I think it's worth figuring out now before we get too much farther.
Okay.
Before we get back to Bering if we can, because if we want to go to the Nexus site, that's a different way.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to worst case it here. Best case, it blows up, it works, it destroys it, best case. Or, it breaks
Right.
into pieces or something. Yeah, something more manageable. That's the goal. Worst case, we've expended explosives on no man's land.
Worst case scenario is the blast radius of this thing backfiring is so big it kills us and everyone in Uberg.
Well, yes.
That's
Once
that's
you've
worst
figured out
case.
that bomb, that's worst case. And that's a worst case I could live with. I don't like it, but
Yeah.
compared to the harm this thing can do to the rest of the world, if we have a chance to blow this thing to high hell now, great. But realistically, if it doesn't work, then all we've done is expend explosives. We would just retrieve the Erskine device, put it back in Ignis, and then go back to Bering, just like we were going to do.
If we really wanted to plan it out, we could evacuate Uberg and, before setting it
True.
off,
Yeah.
be right next to the Nexus and escape into there before the blast hits us.
Hit the fuse and bail into another world.
Pretty much.
All right.
Let it explode and then walk back out to see what the destruction is.
I've heard crazier ideas.
I've had crazier ideas.
All right. Let's look at the problem in front of us. I'm starving.
Same. Yes, let's get back to Portsmouth. Oh, look, there it is.
Yeah, it
We
is.
walked and talked the whole way there.
It is late afternoon. It's about 4:00 by the time you all get back to Portsmouth. The mood is tense.
Sure.
Because people are aware that something is going on at Scales Right. It's far enough away that nobody is, actively concerned, but it is the difference of being at, honestly, call it, the full length of Bowling Green.
All right.
From the small
Sure.
to the Home Depot.
Yep.
Yes. A rule of thumb that everyone knows.
Super
100%.
unusable.
Hey, no, super usable to a very specific number of
Fair
people. Some people are, kind of peeking up over the Palisades wall, just kind of seeing if they can see anything. And there's no useful information to be gleaned from this far away. Every so often, the whisper of a shout kind of carries over, but that's it. You all make right for the outpost, or are you
Yeah.
going to the inn itself for your lunch?
Only that's fair. The outpost probably has dog food for lunch.
It is
It's not great.
lowercase r rations.
Yeah, let's go to the
Yeah.
what is it? The Portly Puffin.
Yes.
Yes, I was going with penguin, so I was close.
Oh, it's a puffin.
Oh, we puffin.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be puffing tonight after this. Jesus.
yeah.
Hey,
I do need to remind everyone that we don't want to make the mayor mad, the mayor of Portsmouth mad, because that is a man what's named Thicket Plumnute, and God knows what's going to happen.
See, in my head, Thicket Plumnute's a woman, but we've never actually.
Yeah, no,
met
Thicket Plumnute is a woman.
even
Really?
better.
Oh,
Yes.
She Thicket though.
Hey, you know what jokes she's heard her entire life?
I'm sorry, Mayor Plumnute. I'm sure you're great at your job. I'm sure you're a wonderful administrator.
it is on record that education quality in Portsmouth has increased.
There you go.
It has gotten better.
There you go. But yeah, let's hit up the tavern or the inn.
Okay.
We go to the Portly Puffin.
You go to the Portly Puffin and get yourselves some lunch.
A lunch,
And
you
in
say?
eating that lunch, you feel invigorated, inspired, more powerful
What is in this lunch?
levels. Just one, though. One for each.
Oh, level 8,
Ba-da-da-da,
gang.
ba-da-da-da-da.
All right, level 8.
This is so weird because my D&D party at home, it's also session 35, and we also just hit level 8. Like,
Oh, wow,
it's
nice.
Weird.
Hey, that just says you and I are on a very similar kind of curve for how long these things should take.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, who wants to go first?
I'll kick it off. Mine's pretty simple.
Sure.
At level 8, it's an ability score improvement. So
Mhm.
I looked over the feats. I want you all to know I was really, really tempted to take the chef feat,
Good.
but
good,
unfortunately,
good.
chef is just butt. So I did not take chef. At
Boo.
best, we would get, count 'em, 3 temp HP per long rest. Which is butt compared to the +2 intelligence I can take, putting Harper at a 20 intelligence.
There it is. There it is.
So that modifies everything. That modifies my tool checks, my spell DC, my weapons. I also took the opportunity to sub out an infusion. So as we are, over the next few days, as we are traveling and working, Harper's breastplate now has these, like, almost like a short sleeve on it. Like, I've extended and attached some additional metal components that look like a sort of riveted short sleeve on the breastplate. Not quite a full pauldron, but when demonstrating this power, the sleeves actually detach into like 3 large rings that travel down her arm and like clamp down on various parts of her arm, and they surge with magical strength. This is armor of magical strength, where I can expend a charge to add my intelligence modifier to a strength check.
I love it.
That's...
Oh my gosh.
As a player, I
busted.
love that. As a DM, that's yucky.
It's mad yucky, bro.
It's yucky.
I can do that on strength checks or strength saving throws, and then as a reaction, if I would be knocked prone, I can also spend a charge to just kip up and not be knocked prone. And it then recharges at dawn.
Nice.
Is that just like the 10 rings from Shang-Chi? That's how you described it.
That's a really good point of comparison. I'm picturing like 3 on each side, but now that you mentioned it, Justin, it is very much the 10 rings. And it's like forearm, elbow, bicep kind of thing. And I'll get a new spell. But that's me.
Cool. Justin, I'm going to actually say that you should probably hold off on yours for the time being, for
Okay.
reasons.
Because plot reasons.
Whatever do you mean?
Because Justin may have gotten a full new custom subclass out of this deal.
Yeah. I'm built different.
So Cecil. Oh, and I'm sorry, Harper, what are you eating for lunch?
Oh, I think Harper is having some good old-fashioned fish and chips.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Here in Portsmouth, nothing like it.
Nah.
Cecil is exactly the same. Nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has elected to forego his level up.
What's the trend? Would you like this level up, or would you like to double it and pass it on? So I've doubled it and passed it on to Arabin, and he gets new subclass. I think that's how it works. No, level 8 is an ability score improvement, additional spell slots, and additional spell. I will not be disclosing which spell I took,
Mm-hmm.
per the
As
proud
is your
tradition
way.
of this show, because it will not come up for a long time, and it'll be great when it does.
Mm.
I also just looked through every single feat available and then some, and finally settled on what I think is thematically appropriate as Cecil's old training continues to return and return and return and return. And I think we're pretty close to however high of a level was Cecil was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And Cecil is now a warcaster.
Hell yeah.
Concentration checks never matter.
Concentration checks never matter, which does mean that Cecil and Harper are going to have a conversation about the infusion that Harper has given Cecil, because Cecil doesn't need it anymore. So maybe we got some other tricks.
Spell refueling ring back online.
But really, because more spell slots also means more sorcery points, which means more bullshit, which we all love.
I got options.
So, got a spell, got another level 4 slot, got Warcaster. Let's go. For lunch, Cecil has grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Nice.
A classic.
Yeah, the classic. Can we roll for crispiness, Chase?
Absolutely.
I'd like to roll for crispy cheesiness.
I want to get onto this with my battered fish.
That is a 4.
It's a little
for the grilled
soggy.
cheese.
It's a little soggy.
Oh.
Yeah.
got an 11.
Got an 11. It's fine. It's fine. You're not mad about it. Probably could have used like a minute longer, like drying a little less oil,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fine. And
Now, Chase, can I describe my level up outside of the new subclass?
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, with that, it was an ability score increase. I looked through the feats and I was just like, I'm just going to take the ability score increase. So now, Arabin's Charisma is up to 20.
Hell
Yay.
yeah.
Charismatic.
All of our primary stats are at 20, and I love that for us.
They're all 20s now, yeah.
The Aegis 3 could never.
I switched up my spells a little bit, and I also I switched out one of my invocations. I don't know if I should say what my new invocation is because it kind of reveals.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment.
But Arabin is having a nice Fakasha.
Ooh.
Gosh about it.
Justin has been on Bread Talk a lot lately, and I've just been seeing it. So Arabin's
All right.
gonna have 11 crispiness Fakasha.
Excellent.
There is a restaurant downtown Toledo, a great little lunch place called Fakasha's, and it makes Fakasha, and it's so good.
Sounds really good.
We'll go
Nice.
there next time you're here, Justin.
Bet.
Y'all finish up your lunch, and Arabin, you get this weird kind of an impulse. You make for the washroom, and you go in, and as you walk in, you look at the mirror. You have this kind of a weird moment where you look in the mirror and you see your reflection as it is now, and this is the first time you've gotten a look at yourself since everything happened. What's different?
Arabin looks quite different. Gone is the pale skin and the sunken in eyes. Arabin looks a lot fuller and more vibrant now, looking like an Azamar now.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes have turned from amber to blue. He looks like a healthier person. He doesn't look like he's burdened by a shadow any longer.
You approach the mirror. Again, this compulsion just kind of pulling you closer. And in a moment, you see your reflection flips. And you see what you were not 2 hours ago. And then it flips back to who you are now. Back and forth, back and forth. And you draw closer and closer to the mirror, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And suddenly it seems like this mirror pulls around you. And then it's gone. You're not in the bathroom anymore. You're standing in some kind of an alley. It's strange. It's like misty. It's not raining. It's just that dampness right before and right after a heavy rain is about to set in. There's a weird like metal chain fence behind you and in front of you. You're standing in between two tall brick buildings, and there's a door set in one of them with a big, bright sign above. Lucky.
I think Erben sees that, and he kind of half smiles, and he's going to walk through that door.
You walk into a room of delighted chaos. There are tables set everywhere. You're no stranger to a gambling hall, and that is absolutely what you have walked into. People are shouting, jumping up and down. Some people are wailing and gnashing teeth and slamming their fists on the table. But it's all this weird kind of muted sound. These people aren't actually there. It takes nothing for you to realize that. These are people who are there for a moment, a specter, barely, and then they're gone, replaced by the next person, replaced by the next person. The dealers are there, barely more substantial than they are. They maintain for maybe a few hands, a few rounds, and then they are gone. You are again compelled to walk deeper and deeper into this den, walking through more games of chance, until you find yourself at what is clearly the heart of this space. There is a stage. There's a woman on the stage, a long black dress, a short black bob. And she turns and looks at you. You don't recognize who it is at first, and then there's a smile and a wink and just a bit of a crinkle to an eye, and you realize this is Ken. The other side of the coin. She looks around, finishes doing whatever it was she was doing, and hops off this stage with grace honed over aeons unknown. Hey there, Shug. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You look different.
Just kind of depends how it goes. This is me now. Call me Lucky.
So what is this place?
This is my home. This is the home of all sorts of luck, gained by skill, honed by opportunity.
So, where do I fit into this equation?
You, my friend, are my finger on the scale. Every so often, folks come to me for a little bit of assistance here and there. Something to edge out the scales. Now, sometimes they need a little bit of pushing in the right direction. Sometimes they just need fate on their side. In either case, every so often, and with this she extends her hand and in it is a contract. Every so often, not too often, I ain't taking you out of your way too much, I won't need to. I'm going to ask you to do something, and it might seem a little silly, might seem a little strange, might make absolutely no sense whatsoever in the moment, but I assure you it's what needs to happen. You do it, whatever it is. Getting something, talking to someone, maybe just moving something a quarter of an inch. Really, it can all be that little. You do that. We keep your situation spinning as it is. I'll give you what help I can. Comes with perks of the territory. And from there, well, we have a fortuitous partnership.
I like the sound of that. As long as things are fair and aren't stacked against me.
Well, I'm not going to stand here and say that the house doesn't win in the end, but partnerships can be mutually beneficial.
Yeah, I think so.
And she hands you a contract, and you take it.
Can I do a perusing
You may.
of it?
She's got nothing to hide.
What are some bullet points you can give me?
Basically, it's exactly what I have outlined here for you. You will enter into the service of luck, and you will be called upon occasionally to do odd jobs for them. They may not make sense. It is outlined in this that you are going to be asked to do some weird and silly shit over the course of your partnership. But so long as you do that and do not act against the winds of luck, you will be able to do really, you will be able to act and live as you want and as you need. You would only ever be called upon to go, multi-continental, or so far out of your way, or to do any kind of betrayal in the literal world-ending scenarios, which is in there. They do have the options like, hey, if things are about to go bad, they reserve the right to call you away from whatever is going on to handle bigger and more vital situations. That being said, beyond that, so long as you uphold your end of the bargain, you will continue to operate within the service of luck as a warlock, re-entering into service with the prior power that you were at.
Arabin looks at the contract, and he looks up, got a pen?
She's got this beautiful headband on, and she plucks a feather from it and hands it to you.
Arabin takes it, and using the calligraphy that I was taught by Lenny,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Arabin signs his name.
It comes full circle.
Vanishes and reappears in Lucky's hand. All right now. Right, the business side of things. Hold on. I know I got these things somewhere. God damn it. Hold on. All right. And she reaches through one of her dealers under one of the tables and pulls out a blade, a chain, and a book. The chain is seems to be plated in precious metals. The blade is very, very sharp. It looks like a little dagger, dirk kind of situation. And the book looks like an accounting ledger. Which do you take?
Arabin is going to look at the blade for a second.
It glints in the low light.
And then he's going to look away. And he reaches for the chain.
As you reach for it, your decision made. The chain slides up and wraps around your wrist. A lovely bracelet falls into your hand very naturally, and what appears at the end of it?
Crunchwrap Junior.
Who's your starter, Arabin?
Attached to the chain is a small to medium-ish sized lizard that then furls out these little wings. It is a chrome pseudo-dragon.
Shiny and chrome. Fuck yeah, dude.
It skitters up your arm, looks around, looks at Lucky, narrows its eyes, looks at you, sticks out its tongue.
Hello there, little friend.
Tilts its head.
You're gonna come along with me?
Takes a long, slow look back at Lucky. She just shrugs, and he looks back to you, and then nods.
Alright. Well, you need a name. I'm gonna call you Falcor.
Seems to mull on that, and nods.
And when I said chrome, actually I meant platinum. It's more white than
Sure.
metallic.
Absolutely.
If I had a nickel for every warlock on this show that was in service to a deity that asks them to perform strange rituals that they compulsively may not understand, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is weird it happened twice.
Arabin has joined in the service and taken the pact of the ever-turning coin.
Oh, fuck, that's cool, Chase. Did
Thank you.
you write this now, or have you had this in your back pocket for about 2.5 years?
So I've written this within the past like week or so, because I did spend way more time looking for like, Lady Luck patrons and stuff like that. And it's like, it was all dumb. I didn't like them.
Make your own with blackjack and hookers.
Exactly. Where do you think you are?
We're not there.
Well, that's fair. I will go through just kind of some of the broad strokes of it. Of course, it does come with an expanded spell list. As of now, and I say this as of now, because I am trying to work on getting this to be implementable in D&D Beyond, which, fun fact, is a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's an objectively bad interface, and they should feel bad for making us pay to use it.
But it is in there.
Is it? Okay, I can't see it on my side.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at my character sheet.
Ever since they
Okay.
updated
It's
shit
all
with
in
the
there.
2024 rules, I haven't been able to implement shit about shit in my games. So
Gotcha.
so
Yeah,
bad.
no.
D&D Beyond, get it together.
I may have
got
to go back
duplicate
in.
spells all over the place between Legacy and 2024.
Yep.
Right.
It's just bad.
No, I will, in that case, because I was trying to get it to work again this afternoon, and so I may have fucked everything up, because I was trying to, like, test it on, like, a character that I was making, and I could not get it to show up to save my life. So if you're seeing it, so I may have accidentally messed some stuff up on your side. So if any of these features are not working, like, definitely, like, triple check your math on stuff, but we'll see how things go. In the meantime, just kind of like a quick flyover, at least for, relevant information at this point. What level of spells are you at now, Arabin?
4th level.
4th level, cool. So, expanded spell list for Ever-Turning Coin is a Shield and Bane at 1st level, Blur and Gift of Gab at 2nd level. Gift of Gab, very cool spell from the Acquisitions Incorporated book. 3rd level is Blink and Liamon's Tiny Hut. And 4th level you said you're at is Greater Invisibility and Locate Creature.
Oof.
So all things, it's like, isn't that lucky to find? Isn't that lucky we can do that?
Acquisitions Inc. is an underrated source material, and more people should use it.
Hey, correct. Penny Arcade was onto some shit there. At level 1, Arabin would have got Roll the Bones, which is once per short rest as a bonus action. One creature you can see within 30 feet that has just done something requiring the roll of a d20. You can roll 1d6 and reduce the total up by that amount. The DM then gets a d6 that they can roll against the player at some point in the future. Those d6 can stack because luck cuts both ways.
That's sick.
I love it. It is called Roll Dem Bones, right?
Roll the bones. Roll da bones. Sure.
Roll da bones.
Roll da
We
bones.
can call it what we want, at the table.
Exactly. At level 7, you can do this a number of times per short rest equal to charisma modifier, so 5 now.
Wow.
And at level 13, if we get that far, Arabin can roll 2d6, and I'm still stuck at the 1.
Nice.
Also at level 1 is Spirit of the Bold. You gain proficiency in shields and martial weapons. And whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch one weapon with the light property that you are proficient with. This is now a lucky weapon. And that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier for the attack and damage rolls instead of the dexterity. And when attacking with this weapon, you expand your crit range by 1.
Ooh.
And once per long rest, if you are separated from the lucky weapon, it will appear on your person. And the last one I'll cover right now, because it's the last one that's relevant, is You Wouldn't Believe It. And this is the one that, as I wrote it,
You told me
as I
about
wrote it,
this
and
one.
I did tell Griffin about this ahead of time. As I wrote it, it's like, this is going to fuck me so many times.
This only works because of who we are at this table.
Correct.
Like,
I
Correct.
cannot wait to hear this.
Level 6. You wouldn't believe it. Once per long rest, luck smiles upon you, allowing you to find something or someone incredibly helpful to you. The material cost of whatever it is you find cannot be more than 10 times your charisma modifier. While objects can be found wherever, even on the caster's person, NPCs must abide by some kind of reasonable logic for to be in a given location. So the guild master who's been missing for a month is not likely to be found like 2 streets over at a bar.
Sure. But the key that you lost to the apartment you need to get back into to solve the problem, hey, maybe we can find that key.
Exactly.
That's so good.
How often?
Once per
Can you
long
do this?
rest.
Once per long rest.
rest.
Oh, my dude, if you're not using this every single day.
So hypothetically, if we're rolling through scales right, and we get to one of those locked doors, and Harper wangs the lockpick, Arabin can just go, I use this ability, and the key...
Yeah, and finds the key above the door jam or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Key above the door jam is also an underrated bit.
That's so fun.
And like, you know, I Griffin hit the nail on the head. Like, this is, you have to be at a table that trusts each other with narrative flow to not just wang it up.
Yeah.
And then
boy.
if I'm not calling out something, and then Cecil goes, "Sure would be great if we had this."
Does this mean Arabin could use this every day to just pull a $50 bill out of his pocket?
Basically, like,
You never
Like,
have
that's
to pay for lunch again.
That's lucky. You wouldn't believe
yeah,
it.
you wouldn't,
If I
you
told
wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Now look, here's the thing. It's like, if you are exploiting this purely for material gain every day, there might be diminishing returns, because this is very much a communion with luck
Yeah.
themselves.
Just every night. Oh, I didn't use it today. Oh, look, 50 gold.
Yeah.
It is a needs-based situation. You get like you get 50 gold the first day. It's like 2 gold the next day.
Yeah. That's really good.
I love it. I love that so much. Great job, Chase. Great job.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Great work.
And there are 2 more things that Arabin has seen, but I'm going to go ahead and keep in the back pocket, and he can explain those when we get to them. But as I did write the damn thing, I did feel a little bit of onus to be able to expound on it a little bit.
Perfect. Fantastic.
I also took the invocation investment of the Chainmaster.
Oh, cool.
So what's that do?
It gains my familiar flying or swimming speed, but he can already fly.
Yep.
As a bonus action, the familiar can take the attack action.
Cool.
They are magical attacks. If their attack forces a saving throw, it uses my save DC.
Oh, cool.
And when the familiar takes damage, I can use my reaction to grant it resistance to that attack.
Nice. Very nice.
So this is Lockheed. Your Kitty Pride. That's your tiny dragon familiar.
No, it's Falcor, the luck dragon.
Yeah. It's totally Falcor. But also Arabin is Kitty Pride.
I mean, y'all are just lucky I didn't name him Bertley.
That's the real luck here.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find us on Blue Sky at anotherpathpodcast.com, Ryan at ralbrecht.bluesky.social, Griffin at griffcolt.bluesky.social, and myself at tqloudly.com. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael and myself at TQLoudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember to have lunch. I forget to have lunch sometimes. It happens. It's the middle of the day, I'm working, I'm doing other things. I don't know. Eat. Fuel your body. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.